So, the second legs of the round of 16 have been completed, and we now know our last 8 of the Champions League. So, I'm gonna do a review of the second legs and give my thoughts and opinions on them, as well as the ties as a whole. And then we'll also maybe do a little sort of first impression preview of the quarterfinals as well. So, as always, let me know your thoughts on the second legs. Let's get into it. So, before we do get into them, let's have a look at how our predictions did. So, I predicted Barcelona would beat Benfica 2-1, it was 3-1. I said Inter would beat Feyenoord 1-0, it was 2-1. I said Liverpool would draw 1-1 with PSG 1-1-0. I said Arsenal would draw 1-1 with PSV, it was 2-2. I said Real Madrid would beat Atleti 1-0, it was actually 1-0 Atleti. And I said Villa would beat Brugge 2-1, it was 3-0. So I didn't get any exact scores right, but I think I actually did pretty well actually in this week. Yeah, I got 40 points, that's actually one of my better weeks, so pretty happy with my predictions. But anyways, let's go review some of the games. So we'll start with Barcelona 3, Benfica 1. So 2 goals from Rafinha, a goal from Lamine Yamal, and a goal from Nicolas Otamendi. Barcelona winning the tie 4-1 on aggregates. Yeah, this was a fantastic tie, fantastic first half in particular. Rafinha scored a goal in the 11th minute, and then just 2 minutes later Otamendi levelled it up. I thought, we were in for a banger, but Barcelona put the tie to bed. They were only up by 1 going into this. And I remember saying in my prediction that the tie was definitely not over, but they really did show their class and fully deserved the win in this one. Completely dominated Benfica in this game. And I mean, a certain man, look, Rafinha obviously got 2 goals. And, maybe we'll talk about this soon, but his stake for the Ballon d'Or keeps on increasing because he is just having an unbelievable season, and yet again coming up clutch in this tie, scoring 2 goals in the knockout stage. He's been one of the best players, maybe the best player I think in the Champions League this season, scoring some important goals, and yet again scores a brace here. But really the star of his game was of course Lamine Yamal. If you did not see his assist for that first Rafinha goal, go check it out. It was just absolutely incredible. The dribble and then the pass was just unreal. And then his goal as well, just an absolute banger, curling it in. It was superb. It was absolutely superb, and yeah, what more can we say about this kid? Lamine Yamal is already one of the best players in the world, and he's 17. It's pretty crazy to be balling out like that in a Champions League knockout game at his age. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, Barcelona played very well, and they look good. They look really, really good. I think they're definitely one of the favourites to win the competition. Right now, they've got a manager in Hansi Flick who knows how to get the job done in the competition too, and they have Rafinha and Yamal playing like they did in this game, then Barcelona are going to be a real problem. Benfica, they gave it a go, but in the end Barcelona were the better side in this one, and I don't think they can have too many regrets really. Benfica lost this in the first leg. They had plenty of chances in the first leg, but they couldn't put them away, and it was always going to be an uphill battle to go away from home against Barcelona and beat them, so they gave it a good go. But yeah, the tie was really over in that first leg when Benfica failed to beat them with 10 men. But well done to Barcelona. Next up we have Bayer Leverkusen 0, Bayern Munich 2. impressive second leg victory. They were by far the better team yet again in this tie. And over the course of 2 legs, I don't think anyone can have any qualms with this. Bayern Munich over the course of 2 legs were by far and away the better side in this one, and it's a real statement to win 5-0 on aggregate against a team like Bayer Leverkusen, who, at least me personally, I definitely thought could be a potential dark horse outsider for the competition. It's superb, and the way they just dominated them with ease, particularly to go away from home as well against Bayer Leverkusen, who are pretty strong at home too, and to comfortably beat them. They could have had more. I mean, Harry Kane, absolutely superb in this game, Musiala as well. These two have just been absolutely scintillating. Elise as well. All of the Bayern players, absolutely superb. Shout out to the goalkeeper too, came in for Neuer in this game, and he really put in a good shift. Leverkusen were a little bit unfortunate. They probably deserved at least a goal over the course of 2 legs, but yeah, as I said, I don't think anyone can have any qualms about Bayern Munich winning this tie. They were definitely the better side, and I think it's a real statement when it's going to be a real confidence booster going into the quarterfinals, because I've sort of mentioned that I don't think Bayern Munich have been particularly impressive against bigger sides this season, but to dispatch a Bayer Leverkusen home and away with ease, it's pretty impressive. So well done to Bayern Munich, and it seems like they are maybe starting to peak at the right time under company. Leverkusen, but I mean, this is a really embarrassing exit. I was really expecting a lot more. Obviously, after the first leg, we knew the tie was pretty much done, but I was expecting Leverkusen to at least, try and win the second leg, at least score a goal. But yeah, they were just really poor. As I said, they did have chances in this game, but they were getting cut open defensively time and time again. I should also say, I forgot to mention this, Alphonso Davies goal was absolutely superb play from Bayern Munich. But yeah, Leverkusen really, really disappointed by them. Really disappointing exit. And to be knocked out in the Champions League by Bayern Munich, probably going to lose the league to Bayern Munich as well. It's a sour ending to their Champions League campaign. Next up, Inter Milan 2, Feyenoord 1, goals from Thuram, Hakan and Jakub Moder. Inter winning the tie 4-1 on aggregate in this one. Yeah, Inter Milan fairly comfortably get into the next round. I mean, most people expected them. They came into this tie with a 2-goal lead. It's going to be very unlikely that at home a team like Inter were going to throw that away, and they got their job done. Probably should have been a lot more actually. Marcus Thuram, I would say, was absolutely superb in this game. Absolutely superb. He had a chance where he did some absolutely crazy step over and just hit the bar. But yeah, Thuram was great. Hakan put his penalty away. Ironically, of course, Zielinski took the pen in the last game in the first leg and he missed. But then Hakan put his pen away. And yeah, overall it's just a very, very solid, very as expected victory from Inter Milan in this one. Feyenoord did get a goal and they kept the score fairly respectable. To be fair, Feyenoord had some decent chances themselves, but yeah, it was a comfortable victory as you would expect. And Inter, I really do think people aren't really talking about them and giving them respect they deserve, because I generally do believe they are going to be, I think they can win this. I really do. Inzaghi, in these cup competitions, he knows how to win these knockout ties. They obviously got to the Champions League final pretty much with the same squad a couple years ago now. And yeah, I really do think Inter can go far. They proved over this 2 legs here. Obviously it wasn't against the greatest opposition, but they proved that home and away they can get the job done. So well done to Feyenoord. To be fair, they went out kind of on a high. I don't think anyone was expecting them to beat Inter over 2 legs, but they gave a decent account of themselves, I would say, in that second leg. So well done to them. Right, let's go on to maybe the main event, the meat and bones of the video. Liverpool 0, Paris Saint-Germain 1. Aggregate score of 1-1. PSG progressing 4-1 on penalties. Goals from Ousmane Dembele. So PSG knock out Liverpool on penalties, and oh boy, this is beautiful to see. It was absolutely beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. Now look, what I will say is, firstly, hugely impressive. Massive congrats to PSG, because to go away from home against Anfield and you're chasing the game, that is incredible. That's incredible. To beat Liverpool at Anfield in a Champions League night is very, very impressive. So well done to them. Well done to them. I thought they were very, very good. I did think Liverpool had a better side in this game, to be honest, but or at least in the 90. However, to be fair, extra time, I thought PSG were definitely the better side in extra time, and I will say this as well, over the course of the 2 legs, PSG for me were definitely the better side and definitely deserved to go through. I mean, they completely battered them at the Parc des Princes, and then, I think it was Liverpool were probably the better side in this one, but I don't think it was like PSG got battered in this. PSG had chances of their own as well, so for me, PSG were the better side over the course of the 2 legs, and, over the course of, well, I was going to say 180 minutes, but 180 minutes plus extra time as well, to be better than a team like Liverpool at top of the Premier League is very, very impressive, and I think it shows just how good this PSG side is. I mean, huge shout-outs to Dembele and Kvara, again over the course of the 2 legs, just caused so many problems to Liverpool. Neves as well in the midfield, this entire midfield was superb. I thought in this game Pacho was brilliant, Hakimi was just non-stop getting forward, but Nuno Mendes, wow. I mean, he literally did not give Salah a sniff over the course of the 2 legs. Salah didn't do anything, he did absolutely niche. Nuno Mendes had him on lock the entire in both games, in extra time as well, and that is mightily impressive, so well done to him. And of course, Donnarumma, I mean, he was probably at fault for the goal in the first leg, but when it went to penalties, I said it actually in my Discord server. I said PSG have won, they have Donnarumma in goal, PSG are winning this, and of course they did. Donnarumma is just an expert at saving penalties, saves 2 penalties, clutches up for PSG, and to be fair, PSG, fantastic penalties for themselves. But yeah, I really do think this is a big win for PSG. Honestly, I saw someone say it, and it's probably true. This might be like PSG's best win in Europe, which, to be honest, I mean, kind of says more about how bad PSG have been in Europe, but I don't really remember PSG, they're sort of known for these sorts of games crumbling rather than, winning these sorts of games. So yeah, I think this is definitely a sign that PSG are much more of a team. I think, without the superstars anymore there, Luis Enrique has really got a grasp of his team, and he's got his imprint in it, and I think this is a really good team, and I think this is going to do wonders for their confidence. It does seem like they sort of got over that sort of mentality, that hump, which previously blocked them in other years. I really do think PSG are going to be a real problem and potentially win the whole thing. I really do think so. They're definitely going to be up there because this was a big statement from them. Well, as for Liverpool, I mean, wow. That was quite bad. Now, look, as I said, I think Liverpool were probably the better side actually in this second leg, and quite unfortunate not to get anything from the 90 minutes. But as I said, I think PSG were probably the better side over the course of the two legs, so it's probably a fair result, to be honest. And it's a disappointing one. It's a big disappointment for Liverpool, isn't it? Because, I mean, obviously they're going to win the Prem, which is still fantastic, and it's still a fantastic season. But I think they definitely had a real chance of winning the Champions League, and, you know, after finishing top of the Champions League in the league phase, being on such a high in the Premier League, getting to Carabao Cup final as well, sort of the confidence and momentum and the spirits at Liverpool were very high. So I really do believe a lot of people thought, you know, they could actually win this whole competition. So to get knocked out in the round of 16 is very disappointing. Particularly to lose at home as well is very poor. But look, as I said, I think if they're still going to have an amazing season, it's disappointing that they have exited so early in the competition. However, I don't think they can be too angry because I think PSG were probably deserving of going through, in my opinion. And Mo Salah, like, obviously I'm not gonna like slander the guy and say he's absolute trash, but all I'm gonna say is, people talk about Ballon d'Or, and that's completely fair given the season he's had. However, if you want to be winning the Ballon d'Or, if you want to be considered as one of the greats, these other sorts of games where we need you to step up. And I'm sorry you didn't. You scored a great pen in the shootout, and that was literally the only thing you did over 160 minutes. So, like, yeah, it's, you know, these sorts of games are going to really define you, and your Ballon d'Or chances is a bit harsh, but it is the way it is, you know. A player of your stature, I'm expecting you to do what Vinicius Jr. did last season. Vinicius Jr. last season, in these knockout games, would single-handedly just produce these moments to drag his team to the next round. Mo Salah, I'm expecting you to do that, and you didn't do it. So that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, well done to PSG. Next up we have Lille 1, Borussia Dortmund 2. Got some Jonathan David, Emre Can and Max Beer. So Borussia Dortmund progress on this tie 3-2 on aggregates. And it was a completely deserved victory. I mean, Dortmund absolutely battered Lille in this one. The Lille goalkeeper was unbelievable, Lucas Chevalier. I mean, I felt really bad for him. He definitely deserved to go through. I mean, I don't know how he's only got a 7.2 rating here on Football, because he was pulling off save after save after save. He was unbelievable. I mean, look at that. Dortmund had 6 big chances and 5 missed, and I'm pretty sure all of them were saved by the goalkeeper. It's kind of weird. You know, the first leg was so close, it was so even, and then all of a sudden, just Dortmund absolutely destroyed Lille in this second leg. So you've got to give credit to Dortmund and Kovac for, I guess, changing the game plan and figuring out a way to get the better of Lille, and they definitely did. I mean, Lille did take an early lead through David, and they held on until the 54th minute, but it did really feel like only a matter of time before Dortmund were going to score. send the referee, to the monitor. Like, it was an extremely soft pen. So yeah, Lille can be very angry about that. But as I said, in the end, I think Dortmund were definitely the better side, and it was really only a matter of time before they were going to score. That was an impressive win for them. So well done to them. Lille can be very disappointed. I was expecting a little bit better from them in this first leg. That being said, they've still done fantastic to get to the round of 16 in the first place, so well done to them, but yeah, it was maybe a little bit of a step too far to knock out Dortmund. Alright, next up, Arsenal 2, PSV Eindhoven 2, goals from Zinchenko, Declan Rice, Perisic and Driuk. Accurate score of 9-3 to Arsenal. Yeah, I'm going to keep this extremely brief because obviously this tie was completely done before the second leg even started. So Arsenal, of course, rotated a bunch. I mean, they played like they literally played like 6 defenders pretty much in this game. It was pretty funny. Yeah, to be fair, it was actually kind of an entertaining game because both teams obviously didn't really have anything to play for, so they sort of just said screw it and went for it. Zinchenko did score a banger. Raheem Sterling, great assist for the Rice goal, but I mean, you saw the best and worst of Sterling in this one. He had like a one-on-one where he's through on goal and completely messed it up, but then other bits of play were quite good. He also got a yellow, which I believe he will be missing the quarter-final first leg, which probably advantaged Arsenal at that point. But now, look, as I said, this tie was pretty much done. If I'm speaking as the tie as a whole, obviously Arsenal did very well to progress with such ease, and yeah, well done to them. PSV, very embarrassing, but at least you got a draw and didn't get absolutely humiliated over aggregate and really badly. Next up, Aston Villa 3, Club Brugge 0. 2 goals from Marco Asensio, a goal from Ian Marsden, and a red card for Sabi. So Villa progress with ease, winning 6-1 on aggregates against Club Brugge. Yeah, I mean, his tie was kind of almost done. Brugge still had a chance, and to be fair, they started off the game not too bad, had a couple chances, but then this red card, 70th minute, pretty much ended any hope of overturning the 2-goal deficits. With 10 men, I mean with 11 it was already going to be hard, but with 10 pretty much impossible, and from that point on Villa controlled the game the second half. I mean, Marco Asensio, this guy is maybe the best super sub in the world right now. He comes off the bench at half time and scores 2 goals. Absolutely crazy. I mean, I don't know why he isn't starting. That's a better question probably to ask, but I mean, it's working right now. He's been a fantastic signing since he's joined, as has Rashford, who was also really good in this game again. Both do have had a fantastic impact, and particularly Asensio, I think, is going to be key with his experience in this Champions League run. Although he is on loan, and I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to work, but they have PSG, as we'll get on to in the next round, and I'm not sure if he's allowed to play, which, if not, will be a big miss, because that, as we saw in this game, absolutely crucial. But yeah, Villa comfortably progress into the next round. Very impressive, a quarter-finals for Aston Villa. Their first season in the Champions League in a very long time is very impressive, so well done to them. And yeah, Club Brugge, yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot they could do after the red card, to be honest. Right, and finally, Atletico Madrid 1, Real Madrid 0, goal from Conor Gallagher, and Real Madrid winning on pens 4-2 to progress. So this was a drama-packed game, as expected. I mean, well, to be honest, it wasn't necessarily a drama-packed game, but it was a drama-packed ending to this game, and Real Madrid somehow, some way, like they always do with their Champions League juju, finesse, fluke their way into the next round. I mean, it was absolutely great. I really haven't seen a penalty shootout like that. Like, that was unbelievable, that penalty shootouts. I mean, yeah, Mbappe scores his, Ben Solov scores his, Bellingham scores his, and then Alvarez, he scores his, but he slips, and VAR gets involved and rules it out because he hit the ball twice. Now, like, I haven't really seen a clear enough clip of it. When they showed the replay, I was like, what are they on about? But I haven't really seen a clear enough clip to say, like, it definitely hit him twice or it didn't. But I'm guessing, you know, if they ruled that out, it probably did. And if they did that, I mean, that is extremely harsh. Like, I've never seen that before in a penalty shootout, to be honest. It's pretty crazy, but to be fair, rules are the rules. I thought initially they were going to make him retake it, but they just ruled it as a miss, which is pretty crazy. And then Vasquez misses his Bennett, but then Llorente hits the bar, and then Rudiger, that went in like slow motion. It felt like Oblak thought he saved it, but completely fumbled it, and yeah, Real Madrid just about by the skin of their teeth. Needed a bit of luck, needed a bit of help, go through. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. And speaking of which, I also forgot to mention as well, Vinicius Jr. I mean, this guy had the chance to win it and completely, I mean, he sent his, I'm pretty sure that it's still in orbit right now, that ball. Like, that ball is literally in space, it's on its way to Mars right now. That was a ridiculous penalty. I feel like Madrid have sort of like a weird, I don't know what's going on, but they have like some weird penalty taker crisis. Like, I remember Mbappe at the start of the season took it, and then Vinicius took pens, and then Bellingham took one and he missed, and then it went back to Mbappe, and now it's back to Vinny. I'm not sure who on earth takes it, but surely at this point Mbappe has to be their penalty taker, right? I was surprised that he didn't take this penalty. He did superb to win it in the first place, but yeah, Vinicius, awful pen. As for the actual game, I mean, it wasn't the best. I really do think, as much as Atleti will be annoyed about, you know, the whole VAR thing and everything, I do think they really have themselves to blame here, because I think Real Madrid were there for the taking. Madrid score within 30 seconds of the game. They could turn it around already. The crowd's on their side, and you're thinking, no way, you know, are Atleti just gonna absolutely smoke them here? But then they just took their foot off the gas, and then for the rest of the game just sort of parked the bus and tried to counter Madrid. And I was like, you know, you've just scored within like 30 seconds, you're at home, apply the heat, apply the pressure, go for them, go for the kill. I think they were there for the taking. Real Madrid were not impressive at all. You know, they were making some mistakes of their own. I really, for Atleti, you've tied it up, you're the home side. I thought you were going to go for it, but they didn't. And, you know, really up in the entire rest of the game, he didn't even try and, you know, go for Real Madrid. They just kept trying to score goals on the counter-attack, and while they had a couple breaks, they never really looked too dangerous on the counter. I mean, they defended well, but yeah, like, obviously penalties is a roulette, but I feel like Atleti sort of let the game go to pens, and if you allow the game to go to pens, you really only have yourself to blame in that situation, right? So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed by Atleti, but of course they are a little bit unlucky. And Real Madrid, they are not at their best. They really could not break Atleti down, really struggled to create chances. chances. The only time they created chances is when, you know, they had a bit of space. Like, the only time Mbappe had space in the entire game and he wins a penalty, right? But, as I said, Real Madrid, somehow, some way, they find a way to win. They find a way to progress, and that is all that matters. And the holders remain in the competition. They remain in the competition, which is huge, which is absolutely huge for them. And, you know, as a neutral, you know, I do want to see Real Madrid in the Champions League. They definitely do make the competition a lot more entertaining. But anyways, let's have a little look then at our quarterfinals. So we have Arsenal vs Real Madrid and PSG vs Aston Villa, and we have Bayern Munich vs Inter and Barcelona vs Borussia Dortmund. So this is going to be some really good ties. I mean, I'm not going to give my predictions yet, because I'll do that in a separate video. But just sort of initial thoughts. Arsenal Real Madrid. I mean, that's going to be great. I don't really remember the last time these two played each other, so that should be fantastic. PSG Villa is going to be interesting. As I said, there's that sort of Asensio thing. I don't know if he'll play or not play. Unai Emery, obviously ex-PSG manager, will he get his revenge on them? It would be a pretty PSG thing to do. Knock out Liverpool and then get knocked out by Villa. Bayern Munich Inter, that is maybe the tie. The best tie. Honestly, that's a 50-50 in my opinion. That could go either way there. And then Barcelona Dortmund's interesting, because of course they faced each other in the league phase and had a fantastic battle. But we could still have a El Clasico final, which would be fantastic. I mean, if Arsenal and Villa somehow do it, we'll have a guaranteed English team in the final if Villa and Arsenal can win their ties. We could have a repeat of PSG Bayern Munich in the final. We could also have a repeat of PSG Barcelona in the final. We could actually have last year's final, Real Madrid vs Dortmund, which would be pretty funny. But yeah, I think these ties are going to be really, really good. Intrigued to see what happens. But those were my thoughts on the round of 16 ties. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. Consider subscribing. I'll see you in another video. Peace.